Recently, one of my students came up to me and said, "Ma'am, I need to talk to you about some personal problem." She said that she loved a boy and they were very happy together, but until recently, that boy started avoiding her and had also stopped spending time with her. She wanted to ask me what should she do now. She said that she was so much disturbed that she could not even concentrate in her studies and had also thought of ending up her life. I was shocked that such a young girl, and how can she even think of ending her life over such a petty issue? But then I realized, who doesn't face this problem? Leave aside the married couples, even young boys and girls who are in relationship, so much so that even the couples who have been married for 40 to 50 years, they face this problem. And then I thought to myself that I'm not a love guru to guide her. I should leave it aside. But then I thought, if not me, then who? So what should they do when they face breakups or they can't trust the other person? So to make things easy, I told her a story of two men. Both men were very fond of birds. Man A would take good care of the birds, would feed the birds, provide them with water, and the birds knew that their needs would be met and would come back to him, sit on his head and shoulder and chirp with joy, and then fly away. This man was very happy to see the birds. Whereas there was one more man, Mr. B. He also loved the birds, but he wanted to possess the bird. He wanted to be its master. So, he did his best to make the birds happy, bought a gold cage, put the bird inside, and would never let it free. And also doubted, what if the bird flies away? And from the nodding expression of my student's face, I could easily understand that she could correlate herself with the second man. So this second man would proudly say, "This is my bird and I am its owner." But he could never see that the bird was very upset. It was going weak. All it wanted was to break free from this cage and fly away in the sky. Then I told her that the first man was in love with the birds, but the second man was just attached, because when you love someone, you try to make them happy. But when you are just attached to that person, you want to possess them. Attachment is holding very tight, whereas love is holding very gently, nurturing, and allowing things to flow and not to be held tightly. The more tight we hold the other person, the more we will feel suffocated. But it's very hard for us to understand that, because they think that the more they will hold on to something or someone, the more they care about them. But it's not the case. It's really just that we are trying to grasp at something because we are afraid that otherwise they will leave us. And the kind of relationship which imagines that we can fulfill ourselves through another is bound to be very tricky and ultimately fail. And ideally, people should come together feeling fulfilled within themselves and just therefore appreciating the other person rather than expecting the other to supply that sense of love and well being which they don't feel on their own. So, on hearing all this, my student just jumped with joy and said, "Such a simple test to check whether I am in love or just attached." But as expected, her very next question was, "Then, ma'am, what if I love him and he's passing time with me and he's not serious or having relations somewhere else?" So, now this was a tricky and tough situation. So, if you want to know the answer to this question also, please watch my next video. And I hope you like this video about love and attachment.